Most people think making serious money with sheep requires more land, bigger barns, expensive equipment, or a pile of startup cash. It doesn't. On a small farm, your profitability can change dramatically based on one single decision: the breed of sheep standing in your pasture. The right breed grows faster, finishes heavier, converts feed better, produces more meat per acre. The wrong breed? It quietly drains your time and profit. Today we're counting down 20 of the largest and most productive meat sheep breeds in the world. These are animals built for size, growth, and serious meat production. And by the time we reach number 1, you may start looking at sheep farming and your own operation very differently. If this is your first time here, welcome. On this channel, we break down the most powerful and profitable livestock on the planet. No fluff, just real insight. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's build something smarter. Now, let's get into it. We are starting with number 20, the American Black Belly. Let's start here because this one always surprises people. The American Black Belly is small, and nobody's pretending otherwise. But don't let that fool you into thinking it doesn't belong on this list. When it comes to small farms where every square foot of land costs you something, this breed punches above its weight in ways that matter. Origin: United States, developed largely from African Barbados stock. Live weight rams typically range between 55 to 80 kilograms, with ewes sitting lighter. Meat yield is decent, with clean, lean carcasses that suit today's health-conscious consumers well. Milk yield is moderate but sufficient. These ewes are attentive, hard-working mothers that rarely abandon their lambs. What makes this breed exceptional for small operations is just how little they demand from you. They are incredibly low maintenance, thrive on poor pasture that would leave other breeds starving, and the rams are highly fertile. There is one thing you need to respect, though. Those rams have horns, and they will use them. Keep your fences strong and your hands aware. If you're just starting out, have limited acreage, and want a flock that does not bleed your wallet dry, the American Black Belly is a genuinely smart starting point. Number 19, East Friesian. Now this one is going to raise some eyebrows, and I completely understand that. The East Friesian is traditionally known as a dairy sheep. So why is it on a meat production list? Because on a small farm, the rules are different. You do not always have the luxury of running a single-purpose animal. You need animals that give back in multiple ways, and the East Friesian does exactly that. Origin: Germany, with centuries of selective breeding behind it. Live weight rams reach 70 to 90 kilograms. Meat yield is moderate but consistent, and when crossed with a dedicated meat breed, the offspring carry both size and superior milk fed. Development: Milk yield is extraordinary. Between 1,100 and 1,500 pounds per lactation cycle, with a fat content that sits around 6 to 7%, the richest of any major livestock dairy animal. Here is why this matters for meat production on a small farm. Integrate a few Friesians into your meat flock, and your lambs go to market weight faster because they are being raised on richer, more abundant milk from day one. The Friesian temperament is also incredibly docile, almost like a dairy cow in sheep form, which makes day-to-day handling on a small operation so much less stressful. It is not for everyone, but for the smart small farm operator, the East Friesian deserves serious consideration. Number 18. Katahdin. If easy keeping had a face, it would be the Katahdin. This breed was deliberately developed in the United States to produce a low-maintenance, hair-type meat sheep that could thrive in a variety of conditions without demanding much from its owner. Origin: Maine, United States, developed through crosses of African hair sheep and various British breeds. Live weight rams range from 80 to 115 kilograms. Meat yield is solid, with a mild-flavored carcass that has growing appeal in the North American market. Milk yield is reliable, with ewes consistently raising twins without intervention. What truly sets the Katahdin apart is the absence of wool. No shearing, no wool management, no added labor cost. For a small farm operation where your time is money, that alone changes the economics of sheep farming dramatically. These animals shed their winter coat naturally and come back ready for the next season without you lifting a finger. They also adapt remarkably well to humid and subtropical environments where wool sheep tend to struggle with parasites and heat stress. The Katahdin is proof that sometimes the best animal for your farm is not the biggest. It is the one that gives you the most with the least resistance. Number 17. White. Dorper. The white Dorper is essentially the Dorper's quieter, slightly more adaptable sibling, and it has been turning heads in meat sheep circles for good reason. Origin, South Africa, developed as a white-bodied variant of the original Dorper through selective breeding programs. Live weight rams range from 100 to 120 kilograms. Meat yield is very high, with a clean white carcass that commands premium pricing in certain markets. Milk yield is good, with ewes showing strong maternal instincts and dependable lambing rates. Unlike the traditional Dorper, which carries a distinct black head, the white Dorper's uniform white coat makes it more commercially appealing in markets where carcass appearance matters at the point of sale. It shares the Dorper's legendary ability to thrive on sparse vegetation and rough terrain, but tends to show slightly better performance in wetter, more humid climates. For small farm owners in diverse climates who want a breed that does not need constant management and still delivers excellent returns, the white Dorper belongs in your conversation. Number 16. Cheviot. Do not sleep on the Cheviot. This is one of those breeds that never gets the credit it deserves, yet it has been producing high-quality meat on tough terrain for centuries. Origin, the Cheviot Hills on the border of England and Scotland, a region that does not exactly offer 5-star grazing conditions. Live weight rams typically reach 80 to 100 kilograms. Meat yield is good with a well-structured carcass that suits both direct-to-consumer and commercial markets. Milk yield is moderate but dependable. What defines the Cheviot is toughness. These animals were built for hardship, cold winds, poor pasture, relentless rain, and they do not just survive in these conditions, they perform in them. Their white faces and alert, intelligent expression make them easy to handle and move across difficult land. For small farms in cooler, windswept, or hilly climates, where other breeds would buckle, the Cheviot stands firm. It is a classic breed that has earned every year of its reputation. Number 15. Beltex. Step aside because the Beltex is about to make things very interesting. If you have never seen a Beltex before, your first reaction will probably be confusion, because this animal looks less like a sheep and more like a competitive bodybuilder who forgot it was a sheep. Origin, Belgium, developed through intensive selection for muscle mass. Live weight rams reach 90 to 100 kilograms, with ewes between 60 and 80 kilograms. Meat yield, and this is where it gets ridiculous, the Beltex holds the record for the highest carcass yield percentage of any sheep breed on the planet. Its bone-to-meat ratio is extraordinarily low. You are getting more usable meat per kilogram of animal than with almost anything else alive. Milk yield is low, so the Beltex is not bred for raising its own lambs. It is a specialist, a meat machine pure and simple. It thrives in controlled intensive farming environments and prefers cool climates. Used as a terminal sire in crossbreeding programs, the Beltex transforms the offspring of any flock into premium, high-yield carcasses. If maximum meat output per animal is what you are chasing, the Beltex is a weapon you need to know about. Number 14. Southdown. Here is where history meets flavor. The Southdown is one of the oldest sheep breeds in existence, and centuries of farmers cannot all be wrong. Origin, the Southdowns of England with records of selective breeding going back hundreds of years. Live weight rams reach 100 to 110 kilograms. Meat yield features a high carcass dressing percentage and meat that has been celebrated globally for its depth of flavor. Milk yield is sufficient for raising strong, healthy lambs without supplemental feeding. The Southdowns' short-legged compact build is deceptively efficient on pasture. It grazes methodically and gains weight steadily. It is docile, easy to handle, and highly resilient to changing weather. On a small farm, that temperament alone is worth more than people realize. An animal that works with you and not against you saves you hours of time and years of frustration. The Southdown also served as the genetic foundation for many of today's modern meat breeds. Without it, half the breeds on this list would not exist in their current form. Number 13. Texel. The Texel is what happens when a breed gets refined to near perfection. Lean, muscular, and globally respected, this is one of the most sought-after meat genetics in modern sheep farming. Origin, the island of Texel off the coast of the Netherlands, a windy, harsh maritime environment that shaped a profoundly resilient animal. Live weight rams range from 110 to 130 kilograms. Meat yield is outstanding, producing lean, dense, high-quality muscle cuts that meet the demands of premium and export markets. Milk yield is moderate and consistent. The Texel's defining physical characteristic is its extraordinary muscle conformation, a broad, deep loin and thick hindquarters that produce some of the most valuable cuts in the entire sheep industry. It adapts perfectly to humid and coastal climates and thrives on open pasture. As a terminal sire crossed onto commercial ewes, the Texel is one of the most reliable tools a small farm operator has for improving carcass quality across an entire flock in a single generation. Number 12. Dorper. We could not wait any longer. The Dorper has to be talked about properly because it has genuinely changed the sheep farming industry across multiple continents. Origin, South Africa. Developed in the 1940s by crossing the Dorset horn with the Persian blackhead. Live weight rams reach 105 to 130 kilograms. Meat yield is very high with beautifully marbled, flavorful carcasses that consistently receive premium market valuations. Milk yield is moderate, with ewes raising lambs reliably and efficiently. The Dorper sheds its own coat, which eliminates shearing costs entirely. It gains weight remarkably fast on low-quality forage. It thrives in hot, arid conditions where most European breeds struggle to survive. It lambs multiple times per year in favorable conditions. It adapts to new environments faster than almost any other breed on Earth. For small farm owners, especially those in warm or dry climates, the Dorper is quite possibly the most complete meat sheep package available anywhere in the world today. Number 11. Berrichon du Cher. France has given the livestock world some remarkable breeds, and the Berrichon du Cher is one of the most underappreciated of them all. Origin. The Berry region of central France. Live weight rams range from 110 to 140 kilograms, ewes from 70 to 90 kilograms. Meat yield is very high, supported by a thick, blocky body structure that produces heavy, premium carcasses. Milk yield is moderate, sufficient for raising healthy, single, and twin lambs without difficulty. The Berrichon du Cher excels in crossbreeding programs as a sire, passing on exceptional muscling and rapid growth rates to its offspring. It is more tolerant of hot, dry summer conditions than most other European breeds, which makes it genuinely versatile across different farming environments. It also covers ground well, a practical quality for farms where animals need to range across varied terrain. This breed earns its place among the greats through consistency, adaptability, and meat quality that stands up against anything on this list. Number 10. Poll Dorset, Australia's finest contribution to the meat sheep world. The Poll Dorset has built a legacy on every continent it has reached, and it has reached most of them. Origin. Australia, developed from the horned Dorset. Live weight rams range from 110 to 140 kilograms. Meat yield is exceptional, featuring a long and deep carcass profile that maximizes total yield per animal. Milk yield is excellent. The Poll Dorset is frequently cited as one of the best maternal breeds in the world, with ewes capable of raising multiple lambs while maintaining outstanding body condition. The Poll Dorset also has something very few breeds offer: the ability to breed out of season. Most sheep are seasonal breeders, which limits how many lamb crops you can produce per year. The Poll Dorset cycles more freely, giving small farm operators the ability to plan lambing across broader windows and respond to market opportunities. Docile, productive, and commercially versatile, the Poll Dorset belongs in any serious conversation about small farm meat sheep. Number 9. Ile de France. When a breed earns the name of the region surrounding Paris, you know it has a certain kind of status. The Ile de France more than justifies it. Origin, Central France, developed from Merino and Dishley Leicester crosses in the early 19th century. Live weight rams reach 110 to 150 kilograms. Meat. Yield is top tier. Gourmet quality by many standards with fine-grained muscle texture and exceptional flavor. Milk yield is excellent, with ewes raising twins and triplets with ease and consistency. The Ile de France breeds in all seasons, an incredibly valuable trait for commercial operations. It maintains body condition remarkably well under challenging pasture conditions and moves between climate extremes without losing productivity. It is a polished, versatile, and deeply impressive breed, one that professional farmers across Europe have trusted for generations. Number 8. Cher. Now we are getting into the territory of genuinely heavy animals. The Cher, more formally the Berrichon du Cher, though many simply call it the Cher, is France's muscle machine and a breed that has influenced commercial flocks on every continent. Origin, France. Live weight rams range from 100 to 150 kilograms. Meat yield is extraordinary, driven by fine bone structure and thick dents. Muscle mass that produces a high percentage of premium cuts. Milk yield is good, supporting rapid lamb development from birth. What makes the Cher special is the quality of its genetics for crossbreeding. It forms the sire line of numerous commercial flocks worldwide because its offspring consistently inherit excellent conformation, fast growth rates, and market-ready carcasses. It performs best in high-quality pasture environments with good rainfall. Docile and highly manageable, it suits both intensive and semi-extensive farming systems equally well. Number 7. Merino-Landschaf, Europe's strongest merino-type animal and one of the most complete dual-purpose breeds anywhere in the world. Do not let the word merino make you think wool first. This animal is a serious meat producer. Origin, Germany. Live weight rams range from 120 to 140 kilograms, with ewes between 80 and 90 kilograms. Meat yield is impressive. A large frame with exceptional muscle development produces substantial, well-conformed carcasses. Milk yield is very good, with strong maternal instincts that drive fast, healthy lamb development. The Merino-Landschaf is one of the most physically capable breeds on this list. It covers vast distances on foot without losing condition, making it ideal for extensive grazing systems on larger small farm properties. It adapts perfectly across mountainous terrain, flat plains, and cold highland plateaus. Its durability is genuinely remarkable. This is not an animal that demands perfect conditions to perform. If you want a breed that gives you serious meat production, respectable wool, outstanding adaptability, and ironclad constitution, the Merino-Landschaf deserves to be at the top of your research list. Number 6, Hampshire Down. Black face, imposing frame, and a work ethic that borders on relentless, the Hampshire Down is a British classic that has lost none of its relevance in modern farming. Origin, Hampshire, England. Live weight. Rams reach 120 to 150 kilograms with ewes between 80 and 100 kilograms. Meat yield is outstanding. Lambs grow at a rate that consistently impresses even experienced farmers, and the meat marbling is among the best of any British breed. Milk yield is very high, with ewes displaying powerful maternal instincts and a commitment to their lambs that reduces losses significantly. The Hampshire Down's robust bone structure makes it incredibly resilient across rough, uneven terrain. It handles cold, wet, British-style winters with barely a complaint. For small farms in temperate and cool climates, this breed delivers season after season with a dependability that earns real loyalty from the farmers who raise it. There is a reason this breed has been exported to farms across 6 continents. That kind of demand does not happen by accident. Number 5, Shropshire. Durable, productive, and genuinely unique. The Shropshire is a breed that surprises people, and the surprise is always a pleasant one. Origin, Shropshire County, England. Live weight rams range from 120 to 150 kilograms, with ewes between 80 and 110 kilograms. Meat yield is very high, with fast muscle development and a fat-to-meat balance that is almost ideal for premium carcass production. Milk yield is exceptional, with outstanding maternal skills that make the Shropshire ewes some of the most reliable mothers in the industry. Here's the detail that genuinely sets the Shropshire apart. They can be grazed in orchards and woodland areas without damaging tree bark. That is not a minor point. It means the Shropshire can productively utilize land that most sheep cannot safely access, turning underused farm areas into productive pasture without risk of destruction. incredibly resistant to harsh winters, heavy rainfall, and sudden weather swings. The Shropshire does not flinch. It simply works. Number 4. Suffolk. The Suffolk needs no introduction, but it absolutely deserves one. This is the most widely distributed meat sheep breed on the planet. There is a reason for that, and it is not complicated. The Suffolk just works everywhere for almost everyone. Origin: Suffolk County, England. Developed from Southdown rams crossed with Norfolk horn ewes. Live weight rams range from 120 to 160 kilograms. Meat yield is very high, with lambs reaching slaughter weight at a speed that is almost unmatched. Milk yield is very strong, with ewes reliably nursing and raising their offspring through to market weight. The Suffolk is recognized instantly by its black head and legs and commanding presence in the paddock. It is a highly active grazer that performs well on large open pastures. Its universal adaptability, thriving with consistent productivity in virtually any climate, is the reason it has spread to every corner of the farming world. As a terminal sire or a commercial flock breed, the Suffolk is one of the most economically reliable animals a small farm owner can invest in. The market knows this breed and responds accordingly. Number 3, Lincoln. We are now in the territory of true giants. The Lincoln is not a sheep you forget after seeing it for the first time. It is massive, commanding, and built like something from a different era. Origin: Lincolnshire, England, historically one of the most agriculturally significant counties in Britain. Live weight rams range from 140 to 160 kilograms, with ewes between 90 and 110 kilograms. Meat yield is colossal. The Lincoln produces very high total meat volumes per animal simply because of the sheer size of the carcass it carries. Milk yield is good, with sufficient capacity to feed its large, fast-growing lambs. The Lincoln is also recognized for its long, lustrous fleece, historically the most valuable wool in the world. But it is the weight and substance of this animal that commands attention in modern meat production. It thrives on lush, well-watered, fertile pastures and is highly durable against cold and damp climates. A slow and steady presence on the farm, dignified, powerful, and deeply impressive. Number 2, Oxford Down. Here it is, the largest British breed in existence. The Oxford Down does not just compete with the biggest sheep in the world, it defines what British livestock breeding can achieve at its absolute peak. Origin: Oxfordshire, England, developed in the mid-19th century from Cotswold and Hampshire Down crosses. Live weight rams range from 130 to 160 kilograms, with ewes between 90 and 110 kilograms. Meat yield is massive. The Oxford Down is purpose-built for heavy carcass and large portion. Meat production, with a frame so substantial, it regularly surprises people encountering the breed for the first time. Milk yield is good, supporting the development of its large, fast-growing offspring. The Oxford Down carries itself with a quiet authority. It requires rich pasture resources to maintain its exceptional size, but in the right environment, it delivers returns that justify every investment. Highly resistant to cold, wind, and damp, the classic British climate holds no fear for this animal. The Oxford Down is not just a sheep, it is a statement about what this land and its farming traditions are capable of producing. And now, after everything we have seen, after 19 breeds that have challenged, impressed, and completely redefined what we think is possible on a small farm, there is one more, and it stands alone. Number 1, Hissar. This is the one. The Hissar is not just the number 1 meat sheep breed in the world. It is a living monument to what sheep farming can be when nature, tradition, and thousands of years of selection converge into a single, extraordinary animal. Origin: Tajikistan and Uzbekistan, the ancient heartland of Central Asia, where civilizations rose and fell on the backs of this very breed. Live weight rams range from 150 to 190 kilograms under standard conditions. Record: specimens have exceeded 200 kilograms. Ewes range from 90 to 120 kilograms. Let that sink in for a moment. 200 kilograms. That is a sheep that outweighs many of the cattle you will encounter on working farms. Meat yield is colossal and completely unrivaled. No single sheep on earth produces the total volume of meat from one animal that a Hissar delivers. Milk yield is quite high, Traditionally, this breed has been raised for both meat and milk across its home region, and the ewes fulfill both roles with equal capability. But here is what makes the Hissar truly legendary. It is not just the size, it is the resilience. This animal navigates steep mountain passes in freezing temperatures with limited food availability and still arrives on the other side in condition. It walks for miles without complaint. It survives on what would leave other breeds collapsed in a field. The Hissar was forged in some of the most unforgiving terrain on earth, and it did not just survive, it thrived. It grew. It became extraordinary. For small farms in harsh climates, for farmers who want maximum meat, yield from minimum inputs, for anyone who wants to understand what the absolute pinnacle of meat sheep production looks like, the Hissar is your answer. It is the undisputed, unchallenged, unreachable king. And there you have it. The top 20 largest sheep breeds for meat production for small farms. From the humble efficiency of the American black belly all the way to the colossal, legendary Hissar. Every single breed on this list has something remarkable to offer the right farmer in the right environment. The question now is simple. Which one is right for you? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell me which breed stood out to you the most, or tell me which one you are already raising. I want to know. If you found real value in this video today, hit the like button right now. It costs you nothing, and it means everything to this channel. We cover the most powerful and profitable livestock on the planet right here, every single week. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you in the next one.